Good morning, Stephanie.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Oh, doing well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. As you know, Giving Tuesday is this week, and we are so excited to have this opportunity to raise funds for the scholarship Watch Me Thrive Fund, which Zach just finished his participation in the program. So just wanted to have a quick conversation with you about how the program impacted him and your family and how people can get involved in this mission. So tell me a little bit about Zach's experience.
Well, Zach had just a little bit different experience, I think, than most people that joined the program. He started the program just as COVID happened, and there was just not the opportunity available at that moment. But once the things opened up a little bit more, the program started out really great. He was pretty excited.
Fantastic. And he is definitely a great example of, and I know you and I have had this conversation, but sometimes that first, your first choice or the one thing that you think that you want to do might not be readily available, but still pushing forward and making sure that we're, engaging in these types of learning experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the best part of COVID, even though it's not always the greatest, it taught him that just like an interview experience, that you don't get the first one. Because I think we actually tried with 2 different companies prior to him getting into the third company, and it gave him the experience to know that you may really want to do something, but it's either not available or you're just not the right fit at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. What other types of things do you think Zach learned from participating in the program?
One, I know he definitely learned. He is a really avid game player, and he wanted to do his experience through a gaming company. And he learns that working for a gaming company is not just talking about video games or playing games or um, having those conversations with people about the games, that there is more involved, such as cleaning a store, such as making sure things are stocked and stuff like that. So I think it was an eye opener for him that just because you want to work at a game place doesn't mean you're going to be just dealing with games.
Yeah. And isn't that such an awesome experience to have as a teenager? Because I know that, that's how you answer those questions about, is this really what I want to be doing, for my job?
Yeah.
So, and how do you think that the program kind of impacted your family or benefited your family? Zach's participating in his work-based learning experiences with his job coach. And then you had the opportunity to participate in the parent mentoring that coincides with the experience that Zach was participating in. How do you feel like that helped support you or your family?
I could go on all day over the experience that we got out of it on both ends. On Zach's end, we walked into it knowing that our son was ready to work. We just didn't know what that was going to look like and the best approach for him. And the program really helped us have a better understanding of what he could do. And it gave us confidence knowing that we could put him just about anywhere, so long as we had a little bit of assistance in the background. And then for myself, the parenting class portion was such an eye-opener of the things that I was not aware of that were out there. You had mentioned numerous times in the classes over terminology, and I would have never thought that using the proper terms is what assists you getting through the different avenues that are needed for kiddos like Zach.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And that systems navigation is so important. And it is something that we know that, as Zach moves through the next couple of years of his life and graduating from high school and deciding, what those things look like, having that terminology and just that confidence, like you said, that, your family can navigate those things. Some of our very first conversations was talking about you sharing that you knew that your family, or you knew that Zach was ready to work, but there were certain support systems that you guys didn't have in place, or you guys weren't totally sure what this was going to look like. Do you feel like this experience helped answer some of those questions for you?
I think it really did, more for the fact that um, we we see within some areas that things are not available to people like Zach's age, the 16 to 17-year old, or 15 to 17,
Right.
and not and knowing that your kid is ready for those experiences, but the um, it's the utilities, I guess might be the word, is they're not there for them yet.
Yeah.
There's an age-driven program, and it kind of puts these kids a little bit behind.
Yeah.
And Watch Me Thrive is great in the fact that it starts at the younger age. So then that way you find out before they're an adult what they can and can't do, as well as what you should be doing or starting to prepare for them. So you're not at 18 thinking, I have to do things this way because this is how it has been. And when in fact, it's not that way at all anymore. And there's so many other opportunities out there to put in place for them and help them with their independence, and actually enjoying having that freedom of doing what they want, and having their voice be heard.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I love the way that you said, having that freedom, because starting early, planning early does give you more options. And then you're not down to the wire, like you said, when they're 18. Well, what would you tell a family who was considering donating, or someone who was considering donating to the Watch Me Thrive Scholarship Fund?
The program is phenomenal. When we first walked into it, this program has actually been a year in process for us, of us just trying to decide if we wanted to or not. And once we put all the balls rolling, it was just great. It helped. Like we said that there was confidence building for my son. He was excited for go to work, even though there was no payment in it. It was just him knowing that he was being able to do something.
Right.
I could not wait to get to the next program for the parents to find out what information that I needed, to kind of put my own goals in place, or my playbook in place of the things that I need to do between now and the time that he's 18. Um, and without that, and other programs like Watch Me Thrive, I'm you're relying on the education system instead of knowing everything that's out there. And your teachers and caseworkers at schools, they don't have all the information either. So you're really running on a very narrow path. And Watch Me Thrive helps open that pathway for you to find all the other programs that are available, um, to better assist your family, and then your kid at the same time.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing such kind words and helping us to, raise awareness about the program, raise awareness about the impact. And anyone who's interested in donating can donate on our Facebook page. We have a campaign that's live, or they can donate through our website. So thank you again, Stephanie, for being a part of this.
Yes, thank you, Cassidy. We appreciate everything that you guys offered.